me turn to you, Chetna. You set up the Deshi Foundation, and at a time in working with women in rural communities, looking at the poly crisis. And so, what are some of your reflections as you've looked at working with these women leaders in terms of addressing the multiple crises and how that leadership shows up?
Thanks, Lopa, and namaste. Uh, when I was listening and about the women's role, and particularly when Honorable Ambassador talked about the women-led development and how when women leads, you find very different results, as Ms. Seema Baru said. So I'm very proud to be in this very prestigious panel, and it's a privilege. And you know what? Let me tell you, take you to the grassroots. Like, what are the challenges there, and how those challenges are addressed? As you mentioned, Lopa, that I started Mandeshi Foundation and Mandeshi Bank nearly 2.5 decades before, and it was in a drought area, right? So it was like, where you see women, women who are stone breakers, women who break the stones and get the wages, and still they aspire, they dream big. As you mentioned, dream big, right? So in the inaugural session also, I was saying that our women dreamt of setting up the bank, and that dream they made come true. And these women had never been to the school. But at the same time, they also designed the whole program in a very different way. And I would like to narrate a story, experience which we had. A lady named Kerabai, she came to the bank. She was mortgaging gold and taking loan. Precious, no? Gold in India, like all of us really like it. But when she was mortgaging gold, I asked her that, Kerabai, for what are you mortgaging gold? You know what she said? Don't you realize there is such a bad drought? There is no water, no fodder. I can mortgage gold and buy fodder. But even if I mortgage gold, I won't be able to buy water. So and then she said, don't you think we have to do something? And she questions me that in search of water, if we leave this area, with whom I am going to do banking? And that made us to work on those issues. So we said, as a banker, we cannot do, but as a foundation, we started a cattle camp for women farmers. And you'll be surprised, within 8 days, nearly 7,000 women farmers with their families came to the cattle camp with 14,000 animals because there was no water and fodder. We are talking about climate, right? And so this camp was going on, and I narrate another story. Parvati coming with 5 animals to a cattle camp, walking 15 kilometers in the temperature of 45 degrees. And she comes and we say, like, we need your ID, we need to enter your name. So Parvati says that, wait, my animals have walked 15 kilometers. First, give them water. I will give you all other papers you require. But our manager was that later on you will not give. And she said, no, I'll give. And my husband got Vijay very angry that first feed the water to the animals. While feeding the animals water, you know what she said? She said that my buffaloes, when they were fetching milk to the family, they never asked ID. To whom are you feeding the milk? And then she said that, these animals have fed our children and fed us. And so if they have fed us, it is now our responsibility to do something. So I would say that what these women are saying, they are saying that nature has fed us. Now it is our responsibility to nourish this nature. And the lessons I have learned from these women are this, that nourish our nature. And what happens when these women lead? You know what happens when these women lead? Our women are actually, they are soil champions. We have this program where women become soil sakhis. They go to the household, they check the water, test the water and test the soils. In the beginning, everybody told them that you are not even high school. How will you do that work? And they said, but we have done farming all our lives. We know, we can touch the soil and we can know. And now they have learned science also. So with that, these soil champions are going ahead. And I would just like to end with one thing. When I see our climate champions, going from field to field. These are the stories of grassroots, but they are taking these stories of grassroots to the level of planet. And what do they say? They say that we have plundered our planet. We have plundered. And that's why we see poverty. But now the time has come that we give back to this planet. And if we give back all of us together to planet, then we prosper. So I would urge here that all of us stand with our women farmers, give back to the planet. We will prosper. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Chetna, and again, drawing this attention to linked ecosystems and how that upholds, planetary prosperity. Thank you so much.